It's been a while since I've actually tried to ride Rudnik. I don't think I've actually ridden him since I started noticing he was having an issue with his saddle. But we have some options to try today to see if we can kind of find something that will help. We're not sure what the exact problem is. I might still have to get a body worker out here. But we're gonna try a couple options with the saddle first to see if any of these help. Now, these aren't long-term solutions, more so temporary until I can either afford another saddle or something. We're gonna try them with a half pad. I've got a new, well, very used saddle to try him in that's a little bit narrower and might fit now that he's lost some weight. We're gonna try those options and see if any of those help. Hopefully we get some improvement. It's not that Rudnik has really lost weight. I mean, he has, but when I put him into the saddle that he has now, he was about 1,300 pounds. And I put him into this one because the one I had previously was too tight and pinching him on his withers. So we got this one, which is a lot wider. He's in shape now. Now the saddle that was fitting him when he was quite large is just a bit too loose, or big, I guess, around his withers. There's a possibility that this one is kind of sitting on his shoulders now in a way it wasn't before when he was bigger. It's not that he's lost weight because he's not eating, it's because we finally got his diet where it needs to be. He's on forage land instead of lush green pasture and rationed hay, which has helped with the overeating. Between those factors, he's definitely a lot healthier now than he was a year ago. He's gonna munch away while I get everything brought over here. So because he's 7 now as well, he's pretty much grown into his full-sized adult horse body. Now we're gonna be kind of figuring out where everything sits, how it fits, and kind of getting him fit for more of a long-term saddle now instead of ones that just have to be changed out as he gets bigger or smaller, taller, thicker, whatever. I'm gonna do a little bit of riding today, see if we can kind of get some of that figured out. But I am still going to get an appointment made with the body worker just because it never hurts. Get a chiropractor out here as well, maybe, and get on top of everything, all refreshed and ready and feeling good. We also have some cooler weather finally. I mean, it's still 24 degrees, but that's only 24 degrees compared to like the 36, 37 that it gets to some days. But now we can actually do more than just sit around and hang out. It's still like hot, but there's this little breeze which will help, and it's like 15 degrees cooler than our like average high has been for the last month. So this is much better riding weather. But we're not going to be doing a whole lot anyways, just kind of walking around in circles and seeing how some of these options work. Come here. So when I say he's lost weight since last year, mostly it's in his shoulders. So his shoulders are actually a lot more thinned out now and defined than they were a year ago when he was overweight, because they were quite filled out, rounded. You honestly didn't get much shape up here. With the wider saddle, I could see why now that he's kind of thinned out a little bit up there. It's sitting uncomfortably in his shoulders, and he only really notices it when he goes faster than a walk. We have a couple options to try today, including a half pad. We're going to see if that kind of just helps fill in some of that gap. I am going to throw this saddle up here without anything on, just to kind of get an idea of how it fits him overall. Seeing how it fits. It's wide, and he is wide because he's a quarter horse, so he's going to have a bit of a thicker build. But there's a lot of space up there, and probably more than we want. So as a short-term fix, I think a half pad might be enough, but it's definitely not something we'd want to keep long term, because ideally you would rather just get a saddle that fits them properly. And because we're not riding a lot right now, it could be a decent short-term solution. So we're going to try this with the half pad. Can you stop shifting around, dude? Keep moving it. So we want to make sure that this is not going to be restricting on his shoulders. It's good. It's sitting just behind. Where's your girth? You know, you don't have to eat all the time, right? You can take breaks. But hopefully that helps a bit. I got more carrots for you when we're done riding. It's very hot out. You. Good boy. Good boy. You won't put that too tight, because I want to see if maybe that was an issue too. The one thing, your saddle's definitely back too far. You just got the nastiest fart right as I walked past you. And I don't know why I'm surprised. I moved it a little bit more forward. I had settled back quite a bit, so we'll see. When it comes to riding Rudnik, there's really not much that he's ever done that's shown me he's rebelling in the saddle or under the saddle, or any behaviors that he's shown that indicate he's unhappy with our riding. And this is my main reason for investigating so deeply into what is causing these behaviors lately, because I know that this is not normal for him. This is not something that he does just because he doesn't feel like riding today. The only other time he's ever displayed behaviors like this was just over a year ago when we adjusted from our narrow saddle to the wider saddle that we have now. It had actually taken me a few months to realize what the problem was, because at first I was addressing it as a behavior and trying to fix it with training and work. But obviously, if it's a situation where he's in pain and the only way for him to tell me that he's in pain is by acting out under saddle, no amount of training is going to correct that. And what I found was happening was it was just causing him to push himself through the pain or discomfort that he was feeling. And I really do not want that. I do not want my horse dreading our ride together because it's causing him more pain and he's not able to enjoy it with me. And that's why I'm spending so much time trying to figure this out, because it is very possible that he could just be throwing some attitude, have some behaviors, just doesn't feel like riding today, and he is just kind of throwing a bit of an attitude about it. Our previous riding that we had done just over a month ago now, he was only showing signs of irritation when we moved into a trot under saddle, but bareback he was totally fine and we were trotting around just fine. So that is another indication that's showing me it's more of a comfort thing and less of a behavior issue. However, this was the first time that he showed those same signs of discomfort bareback, which is leading me to believe it may not be a saddle issue at all, and it could very likely just be that he needs a body worker out here or some chiropractic work done. He does seem a little bit stiff in his back end, but I've seen him running through the paddocks, I've seen him running through the pasture, I've seen him prancing around. He does not show any signs of discomfort when he's just running around on his own. It most definitely could just be the added weight of having somebody on his back while doing this. After having my farrier out, even she agreed that he did look a little bit bigger on the one side, so it could very likely just be that it's been a little while since his last bodywork session, his last chiropractic. It might just be time for us to kind of get caught up on all of that. In the meantime, I am going to bring out a girlfriend of mine who does horse training. She's the one that helped me on and off throughout Rudnik's first couple of years, and I'm just going to get her to kind of go over the saddle with me, because I'm still not super educated in how to ensure that they fit correctly, how to make sure that they're working properly with your horse rather than against them. So she's going to come out and give me a hand with that, and then I'm going to see if I can get her into the saddle for a little bit just to kind of put some miles on Rudnik and see how he does with her. That way we can also eliminate if this is a behavior thing versus whether it's just a pain reaction. But Rudnik made it very clear when I tried to go into a trot while under saddle that he didn't like that. He didn't want any part of that. I just called her good there. We did another little walk around and then I got off. I would rather err on side of caution just in case this is a pain response and not a behavior issue. I can address the training later on once we've ruled out pain. Let's try the other saddle then. Clearly the half pad didn't do anything. We're gonna try this one. I know it's older. Let me see how you feel with this one on. I used to get him ready. Oh, and I don't even have my essentials here with me. You know what? Bareback. Guess we're doing some bareback riding. Yes, we're doing some bareback. That's okay. I need to work on my core strength anyways. So like I said, last time I rode him, I did ride him saddled and then bareback, and he did not show any signs of discomfort bareback the same way he did under saddle. This time I was actually surprised to see a little bit more behavior bareback, which he had never actually done before. So this was a first for us. I understand my riding is not the best, my form is not the best, but I literally just had a child 6 months ago, so we're working on it. But right now we are focusing entirely on Rudnik's comfort throughout this, and until we get this figured out, I probably will not be riding him again. That being said, hopefully it does get sorted out in the next couple of weeks here. I do have to call our body worker and chiropractor and see if they will be willing to come out to where we're boarding now and do some work on him. But I think in the meantime, unless it's just walking to kind of get back into shape, more so me than him, we probably won't be doing much of the adventurous riding that I was hoping to get into this year. Otherwise, during our ride, Rudnik was great. He was listening, he was attentive, he was paying attention to everything I was asking from him, while he was getting a little bit irritated by the flies, and there's a couple reactions I'm kind of wondering if it was horsefly induced more than anything. He is still showing that resistance and jumpy behavior whenever we try to move into a trot. It was suggested that it could also be linked back to my weight gain after having a child. Now, I will admit I've lost a lot of weight, almost 70 pounds since having little B. I am still up a few pounds from where I was at last spring. That being said, I am still a lot lower than I was when I rode him at my heaviest. And once we had switched from our older narrow saddle to the saddle that we have now last spring, he was immediately riding completely different. No reaction, no pain. He was transitioning flawlessly from walk to trot to canter, back down again, and there was none of this jumpy, responsive behavior. And at the time, I even said it was so unusual for him to behave that way because he's not a horse that throws an attitude or gets mad. So that's what leads me to believe that this is, again, a fitting issue with our saddle. It could be his body's out of alignment, which obviously horses need to get realigned just as much as we do. It could be just kind of all of these contributing factors are leading to an extremely uncomfortable ride for him once we go anything faster than a walk. So as you saw, there was a couple of times that he did react when I asked him to go into a trot, even under bareback. One of those reactions, looking back, I still feel like it was a horsefly that flew into his face because for some reason they like to follow us while we're riding. But I'm also not going to make excuses. We're going to be doing investigating. We're going to try to figure out what's going on here. Once we've ruled out saddle issues, chiropractor, body work, all of those things, if it comes down to just being a training issue, then we'll be focusing a lot more on our training, and maybe we'll have to go back a few steps and kind of start from the ground again and just work ourselves back up there. Because even though I did ride up until I was about 8 months pregnant, I didn't ride for about 4 months into the new year, which isn't huge for us. That's not a big difference from normal, just because normally through the winter I take a break anyways. But that being said, Rudnik has moved twice since his last adjustment. He's cleared 5-foot fences since his last adjustment. So much has happened since then that it could just very likely be he's got something out of place. It needs to be put back in, and then all of our problems are solved. So I think before we attempt to do any more riding, I need to get a body worker and chiropractor out here just to take a look to see what's going on there, because now that he's doing it bareback, it makes me think it's more than just a saddle issue. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, and if you want to go, you can. I gotta put everything away, but I still have carrots for you. So you get to decide what you're doing. I know, I gotta get all my stuff put away first. Do you need more fly spray? Because it seems like those bugs are bugging you. I can't believe you'd want to roll in the hot sand like that. Dude, you're so dusty. Are you gonna come out here now? Rudnik, come on. Come on. You're so dirty now. And it's sticking to all the fly spray. I know. I said, I'm not letting you leave without my carrots. Okay, I just gotta put some stuff away first. You have a nice roll. Run. They're warm now. Kind of gross. See, I didn't eat it. Finish that mouthful first. I think we are going to have to get a body worker out here because now that these issues are starting to happen, even when we're riding bareback, it is most likely a body alignment thing, not so much the fit of a saddle. The fit of the saddle could not be, it might be that the fit of the saddle isn't helping it, but it's not the whole problem because we've definitely never had that happen while riding bareback. So it's been a while since your last body work anyways. Probably wouldn't hurt. And I mean, you did just jump a 5-foot fence, so who knows what you pulled. Hopefully we can get it sorted soon because I don't want to spend our whole summer just figuring out saddle issues. Okay? You do your eye. You stop beating yourself up, please. Hi, puppers. I'm sweating. So now you can go run around and do whatever you want to do. I will get you some bodywork booked, chiropractor booked, the whole shebang. Why are you costing me so much money lately? You gotta stop costing me money. We got a baby to take care of now. You're not our only baby, you know. I know, but you're the baby one. Okay, you can go play now. I'm done bugging you. I gotta go relieve Nana. She's watching your buddy right now. Okay, bye.